everyone, myself Sowmya, Assistant Professor in CSE AIML Department, MLR Institute of Technology. In this video, we are going to discuss about Decentralized Autonomous Organization, which is referred as DAO. So coming to the overview of this presentation covers what is DAO, what are the principles of DAOs, what are the different components of DAOs, and different advantages of DAOs, and challenges and risks faced with the DAOs, different use cases of DAOs, and we'll also see one case study of this DAO. So coming to what is DAO. So what is the Decentralized Autonomous Organization? So the name itself, it is telling that it is decentralized. Of course, it is using blockchain internally. So it is decentralized. That means there is no central authority to monitor this. And autonomous. Autonomous in the sense, the same thing. I mean, there is no central authority to take the decision. It is an independent organization. So a DAO is an organization that operates through smart contracts on a blockchain without centralized control. So here to operate this DAO, we are using smart contracts. We know in the previous videos, we have discussed about the smart contract. Smart contract is nothing but it's a piece of code which is executed on the blockchain, which is executed automatically. So we are writing some conditions. If this particular condition is true, then automatically the smart contract code will be executed. We don't need to run that code explicitly. So a man is not needed. So man intervention is not needed to execute the smart contract. So DAO is nothing but it's an organization. It is an independent organization. So there is no central authority, centralized control is not there for this DAO. And it allows decentralized decision making, that is no single person will take the decision. As we know in the blockchain, so group of nodes will validate the transaction. So if I take any decision, I need to take the voting, not voting actually, a consensus mechanism I need to take for that decision. If the decision is valid, then that will be considered. So where members collectively determine the direction and actions of the organization. So this decision making can be done using the blockchain, using some consensus mechanism. So coming to different examples, so we have DAO, Maker DAO, so Maluk DAO. So we have different DAO organizations, so where they run autonomously. I mean, there is no single centralized authority. Like we can use this DAOs for funding or marketing. So different sectors we can use. We will see the case studies and the applications. So coming to the principles of DAO. So what are the main principles of this DAOs? So one is autonomy. The name itself, it is telling it is autonomous. So DAOs operate autonomously based on the predefined rules and smart contracts. So we have some set of rules and smart contracts. Smart contracts is nothing but a piece of code which is executed automatically when a condition triggers, right? So based on the predefined rules and the smart contracts, it operates autonomously. So we don't need a man to execute any contract explicitly every time. And transparency. As we know, if it is following a blockchain, the main feature of this blockchain is transparency. Everyone can see the transaction, everyone can see the actions here. So all the transactions and decisions are recorded on the blockchain, ensuring the transparency. So everyone can see these transactions as well as the decisions taken by the organization. And trustlessness. So participants rely on code and consensus mechanism rather than trusting intermediaries. So if the organization is consisting of 10 members, so one person is not trusting other person, then how both can join in the same organization? That means it is using blockchain, so we don't need to trust each other here. So we are just depending on the code and the consensus mechanism used in the blockchain technology. And coming to the incentive alignment. So members' interests are aligned with the success of the organization through token-based incentives. So while performing this consensus mechanism, we know some incentives will be provided for the validator. So these are all main principles of DAOs. And coming to the components of DAOs. So one is decentralized exchange. So decentralized exchange is a platform for trading digital assets without a central authority, facilitating liquidity and market efficiency. So it is a platform to run our DAOs. So decentralized exchange, it is a platform for trading or for anything, for operating our DAO organization. We are using this decentralized exchange to exchange the currency. And coming to the validators, so nodes responsible for validating the transaction and maintaining the integrity. As we know, so there is no central authority to take the decision or to monitor the transaction here. So we have some set of validators. Validators are nothing but nodes. So nodes will participate in the consensus mechanism and then validate the transaction. So whoever is participating in the validation process, those nodes are called as validators. And coming to the users, so users are nothing but the users, individual persons who are using this decentralized autonomous organization. For example, if it is related to banking, then the set of people will use that organization, that domain, right? So those are called as users. And coming to the developers, as we know, DAOs operate on the smart contract. Smart contract is a piece of code. So that code should be developed by some person and monitored by the same persons, right? Those persons you're calling as developers. And coming to the stakeholders, all the persons directly or indirectly who are involved in this organization are called as stakeholders. So these are all different components of DAOs. One is decentralized organization, validators. So decentralized organization is a platform for exchanging this currency, and validators who are going to validate the nodes, validate the transactions. So generally validators are nothing but nodes only. And users, so whoever using this DAO organization, those are called as users. And the developers, the persons who are developing the smart contracts are called developers. And stakeholders, the persons directly or indirectly whoever involved in the organization are called as stakeholders. And coming to the advantages, so as it is using blockchain technology, of course, all the advantages of blockchain will be transferred to this DAOs also. So elimination of middleman, as we know, there is no central authority here to monitor the transaction, automatically it will operate. So that means there is no middleman is required to operate all these things. And transparency and accountability, as we know, whatever the decisions taken by the organization and whatever the transactions we are operating, everything can be visible. Can be seen by every person whoever involved in the organization. So that means transparently it will show all the transactions and decision made in the organization. And global participation. So anyone can participate in this organization. If some person, if I am developing this application or the organization in the India, some person whoever stays in US or any other country also can participate here. So anyone with the interest access can join and contribute to a DAO promoting inclusively and diversity. So global participation in the sense anyone can join in the network. Resilience. Distributed nature of DAO reduces the risk of single point failure and enhanced resilience. As we know, if you use the blockchain, the main advantage of blockchain is single point of failure. Why? Because at each and every user, we are maintaining a blockchain network. For example, if the organization is consisting of 4 persons or 4 different departments, then at each department, you are maintaining the blockchain. The same blockchain. The data, whatever the available in the organization, each copy, one copy will be maintained at each node, so that even if one node fails, the remaining node will contain the data. So that is the advantage of this DAO or blockchain. And what are the different challenges and risks? And of course, we know as we are using blockchain, in blockchain also we have so many issues and so many challenges and risks we have. So the same challenges we also have in the DAO. So one is security vulnerability. So smart contract bugs and vulnerabilities can lead to exploits and financial losses. As we know, we are using smart contracts mainly in the DAO. So if we do any mistake in the code, smart contract code, if it has any vulnerability, security issues in the code, that will affect the entire organization. So because of this smart contract only in 2017, we got DAO attack. So that we will see in the next slide. And next, governance dilemmas, potential or governance deadlock, manipulation or conflicts of interest among the participants. So participants need to show the interest, and as it is a new technology, so they need some training for that also. And scalability, as we know, if the size of the blockchain increases, then it doesn't work perfectly, right? So that is a scalability. So why? Because at each and every node, you are maintaining the complete blockchain. So if the blockchain size increases, then each and every node has to provide that much space for the complete blockchain. So that is the main issue with the blockchain, as well as even in the DAO also, scalability issue. So different use cases. So this DAO can be applied in various industries, various domains. So the first one is decentralized finance. In the finance, we can use this DAO. So where we can perform lending, borrowing and decentralized exchanges and other financial operations. So decentralized finance, DeFi. So it is a DAO. And we also have DAOs managing community-driven projects, funds, initiatives. We can raise a fund for any project also through this DAO. And we can also use this DAO in the supply chain management. So where we can see all the transactions, all the stages of this product, supply chain management in the sense, at each and every stage of product, we can transparently see what happens internally. And coming to the case study, the main case study of DAO. So it was happened in the 2016. So they raised a fund for a project actually using Ethereum network. So in the Ethereum, they have collected around $150 million worth of this, what we call ethers. But because of smart contract code issue, so if the code is not correct, we also can get some vulnerabilities because of the code also that we have seen here, security vulnerability. So security vulnerability just we are getting because of smart contract bugs. While writing the code, if the code is not correct, then easily the bug can enter into the code and it can create a vulnerability. So because of that smart contract issue vulnerability, so in 2016 this DAO attack was happened. So all these ethers were stolen. I mean those ethers was transferred to another account. But the problem with the blockchain is, even if I know the public address of any user, I cannot find the identity of that user. So of course now they know the address of this public address, I mean like the user public address to which account these ethers were transferred, but they couldn't find the identity of that user. That is the main problem with the blockchain. Of course, it is hiding the identity. That may be the advantage in one version, also disadvantage here. But after that, they have, I mean like they did some hard fork of Ethereum to restore the stolen funds. But all the funds were not recovered, only few funds have been recovered. So Ethereum, hard fork of Ethereum in the sense, they have created one more Ethereum, so which is called as Ethereum Classic. So previously we were using Ethereum, and after this attack, the DAO attack, they have restored, they have created a hard fork of Ethereum. That means they have created a next version of Ethereum which is called as Ethereum Classic. So that's about this DAO. In this video, we have discussed about what is DAO, what are the principles of DAO, what are the different components of DAO, advantages, challenges, use cases, and we have also seen the case study. Thank you.